catching somebody with their fly open or whatever, oh gosh, I don't really care. It's always funny how once you lose a sense of, I don't know, I'm trying to look for the right word for that, but I don't necessarily get embarrassed that easily. So I guess that's part of being a productive person, a manifester or whatever. It's like you're not afraid to go ahead and take those chances and do what you need to do to get what you need out of life, right? So as I'm adjusting some things, I'm in the park. I'm not going to tell you which one. I'm in Atlanta. There is a lake, and I overhear a family. It sounds like a dad trying to get the kid out of the water. He's like, "Get out of the water!" He's not screaming at him, but you can tell like he's kind of like, "I'm over this. Why are you in the water?" But anyway, yeah, I'm in Atlanta, chilling, not too far from my house, and I just needed a break from grading papers. I'm tired. My head hurts, and it made and what I was doing earlier today along with grading papers was listening to lectures, trying to educate myself about body systems, and I am working on a book. Call it a health book, call it a wellness book or whatever, I don't know, but it kind of was just thinking about the purpose of my book. Why am I writing it? I mean, I have a lot of notes so far. I was looking over my outline the other night and I was like, wow, I did a lot more than I thought I did, so I'm kind of ahead of the game in that regard because I thought I was more behind than I realized. But I feel like I need to work on this aspect, what I'm doing right now, hanging out on social media, just, being out there a little bit more. No, I don't call YouTube necessarily social media, but it's going to feel like that in the next few weeks and months upcoming. And this is the reason why I'm saying that. It is May 2024 in the United States. There was a bill signed by the president to pretty much force TikTok into buying or selling its company. I forget the bigger company, but selling to an American company. Now, I've been paying attention, and this is the sad thing about how a lot of people who are on TikTok solely as a small business person realizes what's going on in economics and international economics. So it's bigger than just, oh, they don't want us to make money. No, it's not that. I really do believe there is already a world war happening right now. A lot of people keep talking about that. My dad keeps talking about it because he watches the talking heads on the weekends, and I'm sure we have family who, you know, jump on the conspiracy theories bandwagon and stuff like that. And I already think that we're already in it. And it does not look the way that most people would assume that it looks. I think we are in the middle of an economic war right now, an international economic technology war right now. And we're also in a revolution, economic and technology revolution right now. So it's kind of both all happening at the same time. And this is where I think a lot of people need to start making gains in what they choose to do for their life, basically. There's people who want folks to go back to work into offices. There are people who they're mad because, like, why can't things go back to the way they were? Why would we have to do this? Why do we, change is change, y'all. I study history, world history, and I'm starting to realize the scope of where we are in our trajectory in history. We are we are not even a speck of sand in the scope of all of human existence on this planet. The United States, we're a joke, whatever, you know? So we are not even a bit of a dust of a piece of grain of sand in the grand scheme of things. I think too much, a lot of people in the Western world think too much of themselves in that regard. And because of that, I think a lot of feelings are being had on that. All right, so let me get off my soapbox and now let's talk about herbs and body systems. Okay, so because we are moving into, I feel like this intellectual technology revolution, or moving away from people having to work in factories to make a living. You can use the power of your mind to make your way in life. That is why I'm still wearing my shirt like my school gave me. I teach, okay? So I want people to prepare themselves for what is about to happen in the next decades, or upcoming. What people are doing with social media, some are getting hip to the game, and some people are just being like consumers, and they're just you know getting those dopamine hits, and they're not realizing that they have such potential right in front of them. So with TikTok, there's going to be a lot of people like panicking, a lot of people saying, "Oh no, like my business is out of business." Like, no, now it's time for you to really do it. Like, I think TikTok was a Trojan horse. I'm just putting it out there. I think that was a part of a tactic for China. If you know Chinese government culture, not the culture itself, government, they don't play. Okay, if you remember 1989, Tiananmen Square, all of that, they are not playing. They don't play. Okay, and it's not about the citizens. It's not about the people in out in the wood, in the hillsides and the countrysides. They're just trying to live just like everybody else. Okay, I'm talking about the government. The government itself of China does not play. They don't care. Okay, they're already about to countersue um, over this situation because they want access. They want access, y'all. The government, and I keep saying that. I do mean that. I love Asian people. It's a side note. Anyway, I'm just saying that. But I'm talking about governments. Governments are a different animal. But before anything drastic starts happening now, which like this is gonna be an interesting summer. I know I'm gonna be working more on building my brand, and I just been doing it. I've been already doing the thing, and I just have not been on social media doing the thing. So don't think that I'm just jumping on a bandwagon or whatever doing this kind of stuff. So you'll see as I'm working on my book, and I'm learning about things that are free for us to learn. So part of me getting on my soapbox right now is about these body systems and thinking how best am I going to help other people? Do I need to go back to school to get some letters behind my name to show that I'm qualified to help you? Or can I just say, look, I'm a regular person just like you. I know how to open up a book and read it and comprehend. Okay? I know how to go find resources that are out here free and available. That's why the internet was made in the first place. Transferring knowledge, information from scholars to other scholars. Okay? And I know how to get this information, read it, consume it, let it roll around in my head, and make use of it. I don't need necessarily letters behind my name to do that. Unfortunately, we live in a culture where in the last 100, I'm going to say 150 years, regular folks were practicing medicine. Okay? It wasn't until the United States had a lot. I'm gonna be honest, because again, I studied history. There were a lot of like scammers out there, in the Victorian times. That's why we get the term snake oil. Okay, we do get, what they call them, scammers. Um, say, I don't know. I can't, think of all of that. But yeah, it was definitely a culture around that, like playing on people's innocence, playing on people's sense of panic and fear. When you're not feeling well, when you're not feeling well enough, you will do whatever it takes to feel better, right? It's like, of course, money's not going to be an object. If somebody says, "Hey, I got the cure for whatever, this, that, and the other," and you're in pain or you're suffering, of course you're going to hand over the money, right? I get it. But yeah, there was a big problem around that. And thus, the FDA, after there was a book called The Jungle by Upton Sinclair, and I'm remembering this from high school, that talking about the meat packing industry in the Gilded Age in the 20th century, where this is how bad it was. Children would work in these factories, they wouldn't always make it home. And then next thing you know, you've got some children in your food. Like, I'm not, I mean, I'm saying, I'm trying to be funny about it, but that's what was going on. Like body parts ending up in your food. After that book and that expose, I believe, I want to say it was Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt. I mean, I could look it up, but um it was like, yeah, this can't keep going on. Like, this is crazy. This is wild. Like, we need to have some kind of regulation, right? So I understand how the FDA came into being, and it was necessary at the time. And now it's turned into this bureaucracy and this big brother thing, and I get it. So I also try to teach people discernment. That's why I don't necessarily go around saying use this brand of whatever. It's like, learn how to read the label, okay? And use your own mind, use your own judgment. I think mostly in my channel is giving you tools for a better life, which includes critical thought. You must have critical thought. No matter what comes your pathway, no matter who is in your face, even if it's me, question me. I don't mind being questioned. If anything, that helps me fortify what I'm saying. And even if you question me, I'm okay with you not believing me. You see what I'm saying? So I think we've developed a culture where somebody says, well, I'm the only one that's right, and I'm the only one that's know the answers, and I'm the only one, and blah, 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 blah. That's not true. That's the beauty of the world that we have. There's more than one way. All of it is right. All of it is correct. It is here because it's supposed to be. Okay? Now, it's up to you to learn how to discern. And again, I can help in that regard. I can help in one of the first things I try to tell people is the things that don't change your body systems. Okay? And there's free resources out there on the internet. All these top research hospitals, they got websites. Not just the school for itself. They have social media. They have YouTube channels. How do you think, if there is like their students are out there, and this is long before the shutdowns? I know because I was watching this stuff, like the Mayo Clinic. I was watching those videos, Harvard, and the next thing you know, I'm getting all these lecture things in my feed. And again, this was back in 2016, 17 when I started doing it, because I was so concerned about how my body was being affected, and I didn't know why. So you got to start from the start, like your body. So right now, I'm learning more about the lymphatic system and focusing more on that for this year for myself, and learning about this fascia. This to me, oh my gosh, this is like, I can't believe people have not been learning about this, studying about it. And most yoga instructors, they do know about it. Most Eastern medicines, they know about it. This is the film. Okay, think of it this way. If you've ever butchered chicken, or it's in beef too, but mostly you can see it easier in chicken. So if you were ever cutting chicken, butchering chicken, getting ready for cooking, it is that thin, super thin film that's in the sinews of the muscle, in the like it's white, and it's white clear, you know, and that's fascia. We have that, and fascia is a delivery system. Okay, just like blood vessels are a delivery system, just like I can't, it is a delivery system, and it takes away and it brings the nutrients that you need and the waste product to the lymphatic system. So again, this is me learning and sharing, and this is a part of a learning process as well. Again, as a teacher, once you know something and you can teach it, that means you know it. Okay, so as I'm studying, I'm hoping to teach you as well. Um, we don't have health class anymore in schools in K-12, as far as I know, and that's a shame. Okay, part of my book is about how there's been almost generations. Well, maybe at least one, because I had health class. It's like I don't know about the rest. I had health class in elementary school. I don't know, and now as I teach, I don't have a health class. I have to kind of stick it in somewhere. I was like, this is crazy pants. Why can't people learn about their own bodies and how to take care of them? So part of my book is a part of that. It's like simple things. Yeah, they teach you hygiene, but they don't teach you your body systems and what you need to do to take care of it. Not just hygiene. And that's so important, and it's easy, and you don't need a degree to know about it. Okay? So that's kind of where I'm coming from. It's like, why should I have to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars to prove to you that you can go into YouTube, like I am right now, type in Mayo Clinic, and go watch their lectures that they give to each other, the doctors, and learn from it? Why do I need some letters behind my name to know what's wrong with my body, right? Um, yeah. And then, fun fact, or not really a fun fact, it's like a lot of people don't realize that medicines that we have now, and let's see if I can pull up something real quick. Like, basic medicines, things like aspirin, for example, willow bark. There's medicinal, and I hate to put it in this light, equivalences. I want to put it in the perspective that it was in. People were treating themselves up until the 20th century with plants and minerals. They knew about it. It wasn't until, and I'm going to say this more into the United States, when, yeah, more people were being scammers and trying to sell you what they said, the snake oil, into believing that, oh, if you drink this potion, you'll feel better. Thus, the FDA came into play. So now I'm trying to put this full circle for you, where don't trust, don't trust Mama them down the street, but don't trust Miss Luella or whoever, because she's got those plants or those herbs or whatever. Go to the hospital. Again, I'm saying this with an air of discernment. I'm not saying if you've got stage 4 cancer, then you need to go straight to Miss Luella. Make the doctors a part of the team. Miss Luella needs to be a part of the team too, okay? Because she knows. She knows. And even Western medicine now, they're starting now. And the reason why I know this, I live in Atlanta. I have a friend who is a nurse, and sometimes we chill and we hang out, and I end up meeting people in the medical profession, and a lot of my doctors are from Emory. I wish I had like I got a bit like this is before the shutdowns, and it was on Halloween. I remember, and we were just hanging out like bar hopping or whatever, and I ended up sitting next to this guy who he was French. He was in he was in the School of Pharmacology, I think, at Emory. He gave me his business card. And I wish like I had changed wallets, but he gave me his business card, and we had a nice little conversation about what he was studying. He was studying cannabis and a few other herbs. Now I'm telling you, y'all, he was he came from France to study at Emory in Atlanta about cannabis. Oh, hi, David. How are you? I see you. To learn about the effects of cannabis on human bodies in the medical field. This was in 2019. This was a Halloween because like I said, okay, I'm going to tell you what the costume I had on. If you know about hoodooism and all this other stuff, I was dressed as Madame Leroux. There's pictures. Um, so yeah, so this has been a passion of mine for so long, to help heal people, help them heal themselves, really. And me growing up on a farm or on a homestead or whatever, and not having the influence of other people telling me, like, oh, you need this product or whatever. When I was reading all these books, my dad would also get these books on home remedies and stuff. And it's just interesting how Western medicine now is trying to go back and relearn what people have been knowing for thousands of years already. Okay. Okay. Now, I'm also going to give you something else when it comes to modern medicine and chemistry. You can't copyright plants. Okay? Stick with me. You cannot copyright plants and leaves and roots, but you can patent copyright medicine and formulas and make money off of it. And all you got to do, once you know the formula for a plant, make one or two tweaks in its formula, and now it's yours. It's your patent. Now you can make money off of it. Okay? Yeah, it's like we've been doing this like modern medicine. Now, what I mean by modern medicine is like since the age of the Enlightenment. So, like, let me do a historical figure. Benjamin Franklin, right? Okay, he didn't discover electricity. They already knew it was there. He was just playing around with it with the kite, right? And they knew they were starting to separate, or there was a, and I'm going to look this up. There was a time where religion and science were together. And it wasn't until scientists were starting to make more and more discoveries like Newton and Galileo, just throwing out names now. So, but the church did not like that. They didn't like that. So, because it was the unknown world, you could not see it easily with your eyes. Thus, inventions of the telescope and the microscope, dissection. Oh, how dare you cut a human body? Oh my gosh, no. So all of that started happening. So they kind of had a breakup. Okay, there was a breakup between science and religion, and they're like, you know what? How about science? You only talk about stuff that people can actually see, and we talk about the stuff that people can't see. How about that? And that's how it happened. And that's why there's been such a big issue around science and religion. Okay? I will look that up, but there it really did happen where the church was like, "Oh yeah, y'all trying to bust us. We're not trying to have that. So how about you just stick to stuff that people can touch and see with their naked eyeballs, and then we will handle the invisible world." The invisible world. Okay. Yeah, so 1800s, even earlier than that. So I'm thinking, as I'm doing, like, this is how nerdy I am. So first of all, I am a musician, and my performance name is Nerd Queen. But this is how nerdy I am. So I'm just for fun, just studying the Silk Road. So the times before colonialism, before the colonizers messed up a good game. Okay, there were cultures, they were thriving long before these non-melanated people decided they wanted to make more money through trading. Think about it. Okay, so think about the Renaissance, for example. Logic. They had silk in the Renaissance. Where do you think they got it from? Came from China. They knew about China and all the stuff that was happening in China. They knew about the technology in China. But now you tell it now, they act like people were out hanging out in the backwoods, right? And Europeans were the only ones that were thinking. Where do you think they got writing from? Okay, Silk Road. Yeah, Chinese medicine. Like, it's been. Oh gosh. That's funny. Thank you for joining me, David. It's nice. And I've been watching some of your videos as well, and it's nice. I'm looking for spiritual play cousins. I'm kind of done with just dealing with people who are still like, and it's not their fault. It's not their fault. We were all there, right? Some of us are waking up, and some of us are getting hip to the game, and some of us are just kind of just like, you know what? I need something else. I need something else, knowing that I have choice in life. Choice. We all have a choice, but they try to make it seem like we don't. We do. But yeah, so I'm studying the Silk Road just because I'm just like so fascinated at all these other cultures from, I'll just say, from Turkey all the way, all of these things, like they, yeah, there were bad, like, conflicts and stuff like that. But in those times, in the age, like, I don't even know, I would have to look this up. So a lot of this stuff I try to incorporate in my classroom too in second grade. So we studied Mali only because I chose it for Black History Month because of Mansa Musa. I was like, let's skip in this Mansa Musa food stuff. And yeah, they were, he was the richest man on the planet. Meanwhile, Europe was having one of their many dark ages, and they were scared of water, literally. Okay, scared of water. They didn't bathe. That's why they were dying in droves. Okay, and this is where I think more people need to be aware of the scope of time that we are in. This modernness is only been around, if we're lucky, in the last 300 to 400 years. That's nothing. That is nothing. Okay. And where are we moving towards? Again, I feel like we have reclaimed some technology, electromagneticism. Sorry, I'm a little congested too. That's kind of why I'm like, I probably want to sit in the shade a little bit. Electromagnetic world. And somehow we lost it. I don't know what happened. Who knows? Of course, we study some ancient texts. People talk about floods and battles and stuff like that. We lost that technology. I think we had it, and I think we lost it. Last year, I taught some kids that in Iran, they had batteries. They knew how to make batteries. Okay, there was electricity. There was always electricity, but like, people, there were cultures already using it before us modern times. So I just want more people to just be more aware of it as I work on studying it and telling you, just please learn your body, y'all. Learn your body. They took that away from the K-12 system, and I don't know why, but it needs to come back. Part of my book is going to be about that. It's like, I don't know what's happening. And it's not until I started coaching people music lessons, I was giving them, giving people music lessons as a musician. Found myself needing extra money and took up, you know, giving music lessons and learning more about the lessons I had growing up as a singer, as like I was a trained singer. I learned about my body. So I was like, why aren't we learning about our bodies in our through our professions as well? How can we best be our best selves if we don't know how our bodies move through our professions? Sports medicine has it. And that's where I went. I went to sports medicine, even though I'm not a sport person. I'm not an athlete. I'm a musician. I'm a singer. I'm a dancer. Okay? Biohacker. That's how I had to learn. And they're keeping a lot of this stuff from the regular public. And I don't like it. I don't like that now that it's out here. I think people now have put things such in boxes that even though this information is out here on all of the socials now, a lot of people, let's say, I don't know, me, I'm a teacher. I'm like going to be 50 next year. A lot of like, yeah, I got my regular aches and pains because yeah, I'm working and standing up, in jobs. And I learned how to take care of my body. Like I've always looked younger than I am, and I'm graying slowly, and I figured out why because when I had my health issues, I'm just gonna pop in on that. When I had my health issues 10 years ago, I got so deep into minerals and vitamins that I just started. I was just like, get on it, get on it, get on it, get on it. And now people are saying like, you're how old? And it's like, I've always had one gray streak down the back, but I'm not really graying. And it's because of the certain vitamins that I take on a regular basis that I have like the certain ones that are the ones. I'd like to fluctuate, but it's those that I was like, wow, that's what's slowing down the graying process. Okay, that's interesting. That's cool. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna read what you're saying here, David. Um, oh, mm-hmm. That is awesome. Thank you for that. And even my students right now, I don't go around telling them too much about all this stuff. It just except for the cognitive thing. I teach them how to learn. A lot of teachers don't know how to teach how to learn. A lot of people don't know how to learn. So there's a whole field in that. So if I had to go back and go to back to school for a degree, I would go back for something in that realm for cognitive health and research. Our brains are so powerful. And like I said, when I was having my situation, I I just wanted to be better. I just wanted to feel better. And learning about our brains and how our brains work and how we learn has helped my students a lot. Even as of, was it Thursday? Um, one of my students was sharing for Asian and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. She is Indian. She brought in some snacks and had her outfit. She changed. It was like, her dress up outfit. Like her mom was like, "You better not wear it at school." That kind of thing. So she changed, put on her little outfit, put on her little bindi, and she came up to me. She was like, "Look, here's my third eye." That's like the third child in my class that has made a comment to me about that. They know. They know. I don't bring it up in class. They bring it up to me. I had a student last year talk about his third eye. Earlier this year, I had another student in this current class talk about the third eye. And of course, she's Indian. Of course, they already know. Hindis, they already know. Okay, there's whole cultures that they know. They already know. But yeah, so I'm saying more of us need to be aware of what's going on, what's really going on, and not being clouded by the institutions of religion and governments holding us back, holding us down, really. They're holding us down, they're holding us back. Don't let them do that. Okay? Um, yeah, please get those books out. Like I'm trying to like I have a children's book. I was doing it for my mother's sake. So it's a picture book and it is about gardening because that's her passion. Gardening is a spiritual practice, I believe as well. You're literally putting your hands in the ground. You are grounding. That's meditative work and it's helpful. Okay? Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Yeah, so I tend to do guided meditations in the classroom too as well. So I have been doing a lot more recording in class lately to protect the privacy of students. Of course, it's going to be mostly audio, not video. I tried to do some video strictly on myself earlier this year. It's kind of funny, and next thing you know, I got a student. Like some of my kids are a little wild. They're a little feral, but I like them. So she came up while I'm teaching to hug me. I'm like, ma'am, go sit down. So I have feral kids, but I'm a feral person. Whatever, it's fine. And it's been so exciting to learn with them. Me trying out new things. Yeah, I am trying some things out with them, and um, but I have not been teaching them spirituality things. We already, as a school, do mindfulness. I try to give them some ideas around food and taking care of your health because they don't teach health in K 12. I have to do it in 5 minutes every morning. I'm like, look, listen. Um, yeah. Oh gosh. Sorry. It is Atlanta. So let me roll up this window. Even in the park, in the deepest dark parts of this wooded area of the park. Yeah. But anyway, um, I enjoy being around kids, and they have such insights that, and they are easily getting in themselves into the alpha state, so I can get them into the alpha state just like that. Okay, I really can. It's just by the time right here at this cusp for kids 7 and 8 years old that they start developmentally being able to understand bigger concepts. And oh, it's a motorcycle guy. All right, so we got our weekend. He's got his little Run DMC sweaty sweatshirt on. It's fly though. He's got his little motorcycle on thing. All right, so yeah, yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, so I'm maybe as I'm still working on grades. Like I have a due date of this weekend to finish grading all papers, doing narratives. Like I know people think that we just sit around and color all day. It's like no, in most schools they are not doing that. And even in the progressive schools, we're actually doing more work than y'all think that we're doing. We're doing some stuff out here, okay? Um, mhm. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I was even thinking about how when I finally decided to go into education, I was just thinking as I was driving that it seems like my dad always knew. He is a knower, okay? Um, and he would always say because it seemed like I was always drawn to childlike things. Childlike things. He was like, "Yeah, you'd be good with kids." I was like, "Okay." and and it was right about the time where I was having some like employment situations where I'd gotten so high in the field that I was in that either you go into management, which I can already see that that was some garbage, or change professions, and I guess that's what I had to do. But yeah, situations where random children would just come up to me and start talking to me. I was like, I don't know you. Where's your grown up? What's happening? So yeah, kids would just come up to me, and I would have like interesting conversations. I never talk down to kids, and I get that from my dad. He's always talked to us straight up like people, right? Age appropriately though. It's like you can still have certain conversations, but age appropriate, right? Yes, let me see what you're okay. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, it's like even right now, like it's funny, like people are asking me like, "Oh, don't you want to be a principal or a vice principal?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "Do you know what they really got to do?" It's like it's not worth the money. It's not. Oh no. It's middle management. No. No, thank you. It's another form of management. And it's hard for them. Like I can, I have, we have a really great team at my school. And sometimes I know, in fact, our principal even said it. She said the other day, she's like, I wish I could go back to teaching in the classroom because it's like, yeah. But yeah, at some point in all of our lives, it's like we got to find greater meaning. And it's more than just getting the money or whatever or having the thing to brag about. It doesn't matter if nobody cares, right? It's like, what if nobody cared about big houses? What if nobody cared about stacks and stacks and stacks of paper money, which there's nothing backing it since 1972 anyway in the United States? It's just paper, y'all. It's not real. Okay? So, what if more of us start doing this and start realizing that it's about connection? It's about getting to know yourself, knowing what spark are you in this universe? How do you reflect and shine and mirror in this universe? That's what we are. We're just sparks of light. That is us. Okay? That is us. So yeah, I'm going to work on getting a lot of my audio out. I don't know if and I'm just talking straight to you now, David. I don't know if you've ever watched the channel his name is Brian Scott. So I love his channel. So he has a great, yes, we're Stardust. He has a great channel that early on that I've been watching. I've been watching his channel for a long time. So Brian Scott has a YouTube channel. He's not, I don't know unless he's been working on growing his Instagram a lot more, but he has these meditations. He's had these talks. He has interviews. He's written a book or two. The Reality Revolution. Yes. So that's the name of his channel. And I started getting into binaural beats. Yeah, again, 10 years ago because I needed it for sleep. And I also going through some life changes with how can I say this? With a romantic partner at the time. And it was transitioning into something that we both saw that we weren't compatible. And because of those kinds of things, like he wanted to do certain things every weekend and I wanted to do other things. And we just were starting to grow apart. And I do definitely remember wanting to put on binaural beats to go to sleep one night, and he was just kind of bent out of shape about it. And I was like, oh, I need this for sleeping. So yeah, we just need to find the people that vibe with us, right? We just need to find the people who vibe with us. And yeah, and I'm gonna call it. Yeah, I'm looking for spiritual play cousins. I need a play cousin, you know. And it's not like I don't like my current friends. It's not like I don't want to talk to them, but sometimes I can't have those kind of conversations with them. Yeah. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we need to know who are we compatible with. And a lot of times we when people see a breakup, they just assume, oh, there was a bad person, a wrong person, a narcissistic person, or somebody did something wrong. It's like people are different. Even in friendships, I had to deal with that actually last year and this year with a friend breakup. And this person still works at my work. And I put out some videos on that, on the toxic thing. So it's around that. This person who I'm starting to realize this person is such a shadow person. She does not know who she is. And so has tried to become something to please other people. And I was just wanting to see who is she really. And it's come to find out that she doesn't know who she is. And I think I knew that before. She is now starting to see that. And I'm not her friend anymore. But I do have to work around her, with her. And because I be knowing, I think she's starting to realize that. And I just pick up on the signs. I'm gonna let my windows down again because it's now getting hot. I want the breezes. Okay, so I see more people are coming to park around the park, around the lake of the park here. Um, I might head home soon. But oh, what's my human design? I think I did it, and I'm trying to remember. It's been a long time. I want to say I'm a projector. I'm not definitely not a generator. Um, I want to say I'm a projector. From what I remember, I think 20% of the population are projectors. Not a lot of people are projectors. Yeah, I'll look it up. But yeah, thanks for asking. So yeah, so I think I'm a projector from the last time I remember. I haven't done them. Hadn't done it in a while, and I hadn't been deep diving into that in a while. What you know what's so funny, David? So one of the first things I did do when I started doing inner work was doing my astrological chart myself. And of course, you can go on the internet and do your birth chart, your natal charts, and go through all the whole thing. But a lot of people don't know. They get the basics and all that stuff. And for me, that was back in 2015 over the summer, over summer break. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just read my own chart and study my own chart, and I started doing that. And I kind of left off on that because it is so expansive, as I'm sure you know. It is not like reading an article in a newspaper or whatever and saying, "Oh, this is my horoscope." It's like it is so intricate, and you learn so much about yourself when you start getting deep into those stars. You go deep, and I might do that too. Get back into my natal chart, but I do have a yod in it. I know that's important. So maybe that yod has something to do with who I am. And it does. It does. I know. Um, but I can't remember exactly. I have it written down in a journal somewhere how my yod is placed. But it is definitely an important thing to study and not to let anybody know too much about your little planets and stuff. So when I see people on the internet talking about their personal planets, I'm like, what are you doing? No, you don't do that. You don't tell people your personal planet like that. Okay? Like that is some stuff, especially towards the wrong person. Don't do that. All right, so let me see what else you're reading here. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, projectors. Yeah, I think what they say a projector is somebody who, yeah, they see things. They be knowing, um, and they try to help people. But sometimes people don't want that help. Oh, I saw her. They be knowing, and they want to help people, but sometimes people don't want the help. I know. Again, and that's why I became a teacher because I'm just like, mm. And then when I say it, and then they were like, "Well, why didn't you tell me before?" It's like I tried to tell you. I tried. Okay. Um, Also, fun fact, David. My first name is Monica, and this is when I was young. I looked up the meaning of my name. It's advisor. If you look up Monica in the dictionary or for names, the meaning, it means advisor. Yeah. And yeah, it's been real interesting. So yeah, and this particular person who I had that friend breakup with, oh yeah, I was telling her all the things for years and years and years until finally I just got into a point where I just needed to start upholding a boundary. And that's also why if you're on my channel, you see me posting a lot about kind versus nice. That's also a male female thing too. A lot of women are trained to be nice when really they should just be kind And kind does not always get other people what they think they want. Nice does. Okay? Oh, let's see here. We have to wait to be invited. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I guess I am. Yes, I remember a projector. Yes. So that's why I'm writing the book. Only because people ask me, even lately on my social media, on my Facebook, and I've kind of been off Facebook on and off, but I used to have a little thing I made up called Biohacking Sunday, because I would try to share the things I was doing, because people keep asking me all the time. It's like, well, how do you do this and how do you do that? How do you? But what I've also found, health wise, that yes, you can tell people what you're doing, but doesn't mean that they're going to do it. And then they keep looking at you like you like it's like, yeah, there's the other step of doing it. Like I can tell you about it, but you still got to do it. And that's work. Okay, it's no magic pill here. It might look like magic because it's consistency with anything. When, people throw around words like manifest, when really it's a process of things done. And I've written about that. I've talked about that in videos. Magic. All it is getting things done. Like, I consider myself polymath in a way, like I said, a musician, teacher, I guess nerd, that kind of thing. It's like I have all these passions and I enjoy what I do because I like it. And I learn how to, do what I do because I want to and I'm motivated to do it. A lot of people when they used to come to me as a music teacher, they were like, this is also when The Voice and American Idol was big or started to become big. And people would come to me 2 weeks before their audition and I'd look at them like they're crazy. Like, it's like you want me to do magic on you, right? Apparently. When really, you've got to build this up. It is a process. Manifesting is a process. Okay? Ooh, let me see here. I had to learn that. You had to say all the words. Yeah, like people won't change unless they want to. And that's where I started getting burned out. And again, as you know, as a projector, that's usually what happens, right? When you're trying to help people and you see, like, I was like, oh, it's almost like the car crash that is about to happen and you're trying to help them and you're like, oh, can you not see what you're about to do? And you get burned out because you're trying to help them and they don't want that help, and then they're like crashing and burning, and then they come back to you, and then you're drained because you tried to help them, as they say, ounce of prevention. You tried to do it, and then they still messed up, and then they're still coming back asking you for some more advice that you tried to give them in the first place, and then that burns you out. Projectors, yes, projectors unite, okay, on that, because that is definitely what happens. Yeah, you are living the life. Like, you don't have to sit there and dream, just live the life. And I have recently, I guess I am now starting to work on this bigger manifestation of getting this book out. Like, I would say the children's book for my mother, it's done. I'm being lazy right now. I just need to go ahead, like, finish the artwork. The text itself is done. I was, getting advice from her because I wanted her input on this. Like, I wanted her to be a part of the book. Um, I just need to tie up the loose ends on it and get it out there. Like, I have going to be self-publishing. I'm looking into that. I want to do it as legitly as possible. I don't want to do Amazon because I want my barcodes. I used to work as a librarian too, by the way. So I want my barcodes, and I want my credentials. So I'm gonna be doing it, and there's ways to do it now. I'm gonna be doing it as legitly as possible. So even if Amazon blew up and went away tomorrow, I will still have a book, and my book would still get out to the outlets and stuff. Okay, so I don't want to necessarily jump on the, oh, let's do a print on demand, Amazon. It's like, nope, I'm trying to do it self publishing, but doing it legitly, doing it under another name, not self. I am going to self publish, but it's going to be under a publishing name. Okay, that's how I was successful as a musician, by the way. A lot of times I would book myself into places via email. It's kind of funny. Okay, so I do music that is avant garde, experimental. And a lot of black people weren't doing that. So you can look me up on Google as Nerd Queen. So a lot of experimental music that I was doing. And when I would book myself for shows, I would do it via email. And it was pretty easy. Just provide them something to be able to book you, right? And once I showed up for the event in the venue, and I would have my guitar with me, and at that time my case was rectangular, so you couldn't tell if it was a guitar or a keyboard or whatever. And I would again book myself, not by my name, but as Nerd Queen. And then I'd show up, and then they'd be like, "Oh, so what band are you in?" or whatever. And I was like, "Oh, I'm with Nerd Queen." So I totally would just keep it going until I was on the stage. And now I'm on the stage. Okay. Oh, somebody's talking to me. What's up?
How you doing? I was selling mixed drinks. I was seeing what you interested in.
Oh no, thank you. I don't drink.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Ooh, Atlanta. Okay. Okay, this lady just offered me some mixed drinks over here. No, ma'am, I'm sorry, no, ma'am. But anyway, sorry. Um, yeah, so I would book myself for these shows and then show up and play, blow their minds, and that's how I got to where I was musically. And it seems like now that the shutdowns have not shut down anymore, and everybody wants to get out and perform and stuff. I'm getting more bookings. I had one a month ago. I did record part of it. It was kind of, I don't know, the sound wasn't all that great, but um yeah, so I'm getting out there. And let's see, David. Yep, got to protect my energy. That's kind of where I am too. I'm kind of molting as a person, and I'm moving into another area of life for myself. And I feel like there's going to be people who are like, but you can't do that, and you're too whatever, and you're blah blah blah. It's like, look, listen, I do what I want. So I'm protecting my time and my energy. Even today is my nephew's 18th birthday. I'm so happy and excited for him. I've already sent a text message. That way, he's going to graduate high school. He's going to be an engineer. He's going to be a maker. See, I'm telling you, manifestors, they be out there doing stuff. But it's just that when people are accomplishing things, there's always people who they just don't have the vision. They don't have the seeing of things and the growing. They don't. They are comfortable. And scientifically, I can drop into that too. Scientifically, people are afraid of change. Like your mind, we are wired to notice danger. Okay, on a regular basis. As humans, listen, okay, we're not tigers, we're not lions, we're not sharks. We don't have enough on our body to be able to protect ourselves. We're basically gazelles, right? So we have to always be looking for the danger. We're always looking for the danger. Even in living in a mansion or whatever. You're always looking for the danger because that's how we're programmed to survive. We don't have claws, we don't have wings to fly away. We just we just be looking. We don't have eyeballs on the sides of our head biologically. It's just front facing, so that's why we always have to be, you know, the things. So I get it. I get it when people are always looking for the negative. I used to be like that too. Or be careful about that. Some of them are looking out for you, but that's our nature to look for the negative because we don't have any other self defense. Okay, except for our minds. But yeah. Yeah, it's like I think more of us should be writing. More of us should be putting out information. Our things. It's like the more of us that are doing it, and I think just like Roderick was saying last night, it's like I stayed up longer than before. Oh, he's called me and ragged me. Like I think I did fall asleep. I'm gonna be honest. I be falling asleep. I sure do. Um, but yeah, he told me I did fall asleep on camera like a month ago or something, and I was like, I don't care. I was like, that's funny. Um, yeah, I gotta go too. Yeah. Like I said, it's I don't know what time it is. Ooh, it's a little after. So yeah, my kitty boy, my cat, he wants to eat food at a certain time, and I don't know. I hear that the aurora borealis, the space weather, and this is what's so funny too. Yeah, we've been talking about space weather in our class, and space weather is happening this weekend. So might see some northern lights later. But yeah, it's been cool out there. But yeah, check you later, David. Yeah, I wonder if with I don't remember if there's a moon phase coming up. Well, we just finished a new moon. Um, with our upcoming phases, what is in store for us? And the equinox, summer equinox is coming too. So, and I think because since the eclipse, there is going to be more space weather because we did look that up in class. So there's going to be more space weather happening, more things happening. But yeah, I just definitely want people to know that you have everything you need right there in front of you. You just need to have and grow the discernment to be able to do what's best for you. Even though yes, you'll ask people for advice like, "Well, what did you do to do the thing?" It might not be your thing. You might be allergic, okay? Your body chemistry might not match up to mine. So, I can tell you, but in the end, you got to know your body. That's why I'm going to put that in my book, Body Systems, okay? And I would love it if more people, yeah, would find each other. Like, yeah, we need these spiritual play cousins out here. Okay, it's hard out here. I like being by myself only because, yeah, I'm just done with listening to people in their yep yep. Okay, it's like I don't. It's mind numbing sometimes. It's mind numbing most times to hear people and to know that I saw all of this coming. Like, oh yeah, I could be writing stuff. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, this summer is going to be interesting. I'll spend some time just hanging out, chit chatting. Just kind of like a lot of my other uh, people that I do follow, and I mostly follow people on YouTube, not necessarily Instagram or anything like that, because I just don't. I don't know. You get more you get more out of YouTube than Instagram. And good luck with the TikTok out there, friends. There's going to be more people popping in on TikTok. Okay, I don't know who's texting me right now. But yeah, so there's more people popping in from the TikTok thinking that they can do the TikTok thing over on YouTube, but it doesn't work the same way necessarily. I don't know. I'll probably be doing more of the what they call those things, the lives, the 60-second things. I do pull oracle cards. I don't know very much about tarot. I do have friends who do tarot. Um, and the thing is, I do have some spiritual friends. It's just that I haven't talked to them in spiritual ways. Maybe I should talk to them more often in spiritual realms. So one of my friends who she is a massage therapist as well. She's actually one of the first people who I learned about the chakras from. So yeah, maybe I should talk to them more. But yeah, so with that, I'm gonna say take care. I'm gonna head on back to the house, grade some more papers, get these grades in, have a good old last couple of weeks of school with my littles, and start planning the summertime. I do enjoy home improvement stuff, so I like thrifting, being random. I'm working on, let's see, after I finish completing, I like just hopping around the house doing random stuff. So I want to finish the the closed in porch I have. I saw a lizard on there this morning and I'm like, oh, I'm trying to keep you away from here so I can just have the space for me. So yeah, I need to work on the porch a little more, close it in some more, and have sorry, and have space there. My backyard is starting to look gorgeous, and I want to have a spiritual garden there as well. So yeah, you might see me, live stream from there as I'm working. Who knows? You might, watch me while I work. I don't know. And hang out. But yeah, so it's like that. So with that, I say take care. Bye. Nice chats.